Welcome to this episode of Addressing Rumors. Originally, when I started making the list, I actually called it Specific Inquiries to Address. So I guess an alternate name for it could be. We're going to go over the clerk Indeed posting no description, -no. That's my note to myself. And what this came from is when Lori was leaving office and Tracy was coming into office, the board was appointing a new clerk, obviously trying to find one, came up with the various different bad options that we had of, not paying bills for a while, which would be a disaster, appointing a supervisor or someone else as special duties for doing that, which is also a bad plan, or trying to have the deputy fill in by counting the previous clerk's resignation actually as a death because of a 1970s attorney general opinion, which was a bad plan. These various bad plans. And so, not one of which I liked. One of the options was a quick appointment of a new clerk. And we had a couple of people interested in it. Just to try to get the word out there larger, I made an Indeed posting about it, just in case someone else was interested. Otherwise, it's a bit of inside ball. It's just the people that know are talking about it. And so I wanted to get it out there further so that everyone that could possibly be interested in it would at least know that it was available. To do that, I put up an Indeed posting. And then it came about that on the Indeed posting, I had no description. So this is a pernicious little lie, right? It's one of those small lies that just is like an attempt to be undercutting, and it's just a straightforward lie. Like whoever put that lie out knew 100% that they were lying because they either didn't look at the Indeed posting at all, so they just invented it and made it up, or they looked at the Indeed posting, saw that I had a big old description on there, and decided to then lie about it. Whichever one it was, definitely underhanded, but here we are in politics, so all of the people involved are usually, they tend in that direction at least. Check out my articles on how power corrupts and deception in politics. They kind of go over those things. So this is the first time I'm going to do it on these videos is a screen sharing. I'm going to use the system I've been using, which is OBS, and so I'll just pull up the Indeed website here. All right, and you can see all of my screen because the way I have the system set up, it doesn't exclude, so you can see everything that I'm seeing. We're seeing the same thing, which is definitely nice. You can see we're on Indeed.com, employers.indeed.com. Up here in the right, you can see that the owner is jeffrey.martin@daltontownship.org. You can see from the previous job postings that this is where I've posted all of the job postings that I've done since I've been in office. We have the zoning administrator, the transfer station attendant, Dalton Township administrative assistant, probationary firefighter, Dalton Township administrative assistant, seasonal grounds crew, township clerk, and head of maintenance and grounds. So the township clerk is right here, and we can click on it. We can see that none of them are active currently, but we can click on it and go through. We can see that I created it on May 20th of 2022, that had 323 views, that there were a total of 17 candidates, and I had included a question in here, which you'll see down here at the bottom of are you a registered voter in Dalton Township, and that's why so many of the people got eliminated, and I don't know exactly why people make those oddities. But nevertheless, and we can look at that in a second because I'm sure someone will attempt to start some sort of rumor about that. But if we look at the job description, that is the one we're specifically addressing right now, we will see that it is not nothing. It is, as a matter of fact, large. Something I pulled directly from the Michigan Townships Association. I pulled in the specific qualifications for clerk, and I pulled in general qualifications for the position because I don't want someone that just comes in and does just necessarily the clerk's job. I want them to also be interested in learning about governance and ongoing issues, in some larger issues. So what it says here is to qualify for either township supervisor, treasurer, clerk, or trustee, a person must be a township elector, but property ownership is not required. An elector is defined as someone 18 years of age who is a U.S. citizen citizen and has lived at least 30 days in the township for which they will serve. Clerk maintains custody of all township records, maintains general ledger, prepares warrants for township checks, records and maintains township meeting minutes, keeps the township book of oaths, responsible for special meeting minutes, publishes board meeting minutes if taxable value is $85 million in 2018, annually indexed or a charter township, keeps voter registration file and conducts elections, keeps township ordinance book, prepares financial statements, delivers tax certificates to supervisor and county clerk by September 30th, must appoint a deputy, must post a surety bond. In addition to the statutory duties for each office listed at right, each local official should be able to demonstrate knowledge about township law, general law or charter, government responsibilities, functions, and powers, identify the major functions of each branch of government, local, state, and federal, along with the relationship to one another. Communicate and listen effectively. Utilize consensus building techniques and motivate others to achieve desired outcomes. Manage adversity and hostility. Demonstrate ethical behavior. Possess vision, especially relative to the township's needs or potential, and utilize public relations skills to positively represent the township. Understand the roles and responsibilities of other elected and appointed offices. Demonstrate knowledge of the various committees, boards, and commissions serving the township, including their roles and responsibilities. Understand how township policies and procedure are set. Be aware of what constitutes lawful township expenditures. Utilize strategic planning to attain objectives. Demonstrate knowledge of how ordinances are lawfully adopted and legally enforced. Job type, full-time, salary, $43,599.63 per year. Benefits, health insurance, paid time off, schedule, 8-hour shift. Application question, are you a registered voter in Dalton Township? Location, work location, one location. All right, and so the total that I ended up not rejecting was this one person. Because they were potentially qualified to, they were qualified to come into the position. It was up to the board discretion at that point. And these are the 16 rejected ones that we see here. And I believe all because, it might be all because they weren't registered voters in the township. It might be because most of them weren't registered voters in the township and a couple others decided not to. It was a while ago, so the details are a little foggy to me at this point. But that's why I included that question in there, because I knew we were going to get that. Because a lot of people don't understand that the clerk in the township is an elected position, and so you have to be an elector in the township. So that is a very important part. But the job description overall, decently large here. So the line that there was no job description for the clerk position on the Indeed posting, 100% fabricated lie. And we'll try to switch back over to video here. There we are. So I think that one, was decently addressed. Seems like a decently small issue, but it is a lot of those, those little lies. People try to peck away at things, little criticisms. That's why I try to make it so available, so that people can criticize me. That's why I've held meetings specifically on that. That's why I make these things, addressing them, because a lot of that type of tension has to be resolved in the society. As a larger society, that's what we're doing so poorly at. And so in Dalton Township, I'm trying to get that conversation to take place, to try to get objective references, so that, some trust. That, trust is a hard thing to manage. But I think if you can have the honest conversation over a period of time, that trust can grow, and see, that things are being tackled, things are being fixed, issues, problems are being brought up instead of hidden. That's very important to me. Those types of things. And so this is one aspect of it. And I've no problem carrying that pretty far, right? Just recently we're having a thing about assessing records, and so which I should shoot I should shoot that as a different rumor video. I should. I'll put that as on the list as a different rumor video, and then I can confirm them. I want some rumors that I'm confirming as true. Some of them should be true. And I'm trying to find those. I have I have one here. I have one here. Now, one of them has been brought up quite a bit. The other one really hasn't been brought up that much, but it should be. It should be. And so this one is like that too. So I'll put it on the list about the assessing. Anyways, until next time, feel free to reach out. Obviously, you saw on Indeed. You can email jeffrey.martin@daltontownship.org or supervisor@daltontownship.org. I think that one's a little easier. They go to the same place. Direct line at the office is area code 231-332-6700. I shall see you next time.